What's going on? So in this video, we're going to break down what are agents in CloseBot V2. And it's really actually kind of cool because it takes like a different spin compared to like what you're used to as far as prompting bots. And it makes building things, once you understand all this, a lot easier and really cool because you could dynamically switch. And again, I'm going to let Mr. Tech take it over and break this down for us so we can all understand.
Yeah. So number one, the biggest portion of this is it's split into two things now. From V1, if you're coming over from V1 and you're into V2 now, it's split. Our bots aren't built in one thing anymore. We have personas and then we have job flows. In this video, we're going to only be talking about personas and how to build them, what they do, how to connect them to a job flow as well, et cetera, et cetera. But it's just being mindful that the workflow process is a little bit different, and we'll break that down. So as you can see at the very top, we have personas. I have Chloe, Ian, Jessica, Chloe, Jeff, and then Steve, Test. And obviously we can change the colors. You can see how many job flows are connected to. Another huge thing is that you can connect personas to multiple job flows. So if I wanted to connect this one persona to every single one of these, I absolutely can. If I have a bunch of HVAC clients and I have one persona that works really, really good for all 17 of my HVAC clients, I can use one persona for all 17 of my HVAC clients. That's completely fine.
And think of like your personas as like an attitude. Yeah. Like so like Chloe, like we always make sure that Chloe's like a friendly, bubbly front person, like or front desk person that can answer most questions, but she may not be like, you know, the super salesy type. And you could have a persona that's a super salesperson, or you could have a bubbly, you know, friendly person like a Chloe. Now, the cool thing is like Charles had just mentioned is that every time you go into a bot in CloseBot V1, you had to tell it how to respond, why the conversation was happening, etc. And you basically had to remake this persona each time, unless you were duplicating the bot. But in this instance, you can now have a Chloe that is trained. Basically, she's a superstar employee. She crushes front desk for any type of business. And then you would just attach Chloe to the different job flows. Now, we're only talking about personas in this one, but you'll see how it works once you start connecting to the job flows. And again, you'll understand why this is so cool.
Yeah. So let's hop right into it. We're in the agents tab. Hover over it. It's going to turn blue. We're going to see top left-hand corner right under agents, personas. And we're going to click this little blue plus sign. And we're going to make a new persona. Really, really cool. You can add an image if you want to add images to this. You absolutely can. Or you can just pick one of the default ones. For now, we'll pick this default one over here. And let's make this color purple. So obviously you saw like the background. This will be purple with this image here. And then what do you want the name to be? What do you want the name?
Let's call it Max.
No, let's make it Charles.
Yeah. You know what's funny is like I was looking at these bots. That one looks exactly like Max. So if you're watching this video, like comment if you think this persona looks just like Max. Now the other ones don't look like anybody I know from CloseBot, unless we just don't know those people from CloseBot. But.
So internal description. This is just for for ourselves. Again, as you can see, the agent, the bot itself, is not going to look at this and reference this in any shape or form in regards to prompting. So we can just put bot launch.
Hey there, first off, I wanted to personally thank you for watching a video on our channel. It means a lot to us that you want to learn from us, and we promise to always deliver for you. Now, one, I don't know if you know, but we have a free community called Bot Launch where you can watch all of these videos interruption or ad free. Plus, there's a lot more on building and selling AI as we've been teaching and doing this stuff for over a year and a half. Now, second, we are in the midst of our crazy CloseBot V2 launch offer. Now, what that means is we have a crazy affiliate offer if you use our affiliate code to get a paid plan with CloseBot, and we're giving you a bunch of crazy bonuses, including 18 pre-built bot templates, plus a funnel built by Russell Brunson's personal funnel designer that you get to use for your business. And that's included in our affiliate offer just for getting a paid plan with CloseBot V2. So the link is in the description if you want to learn more. I won't take any more of your time, and I appreciate you watching our training. Now back to it.
For now, we're going to click next. We're going to click settings. So this is where, again, if you're coming from V1, you remember the response delay in seconds, the frequent AI typos. This is where you're going to do it. You're going to do it at the persona level. Not at the bot level, not at the whole level. It's separate. It's its own thing. It's its own type of entity over here. And this persona is going to respond to stuff in a certain way. So let's say we're putting 4 seconds. So if you connect this one persona to 7 different job flows, it's going to always take 4 seconds to respond every single time. No matter what job flow, no matter what industry, it's always going to take 4 seconds to respond unless you update it here. We can do 3.5. Right, we're going to leave it at 3.5. And obviously we have our frequently AI typos. How often do you want it to create typos to sound more human-like? Break up larger messages. You can move the slider. How often do you want it to break up larger messages? Again, if you see a big paragraph and you're like, I don't like that, turn this on. I'm usually putting it at like 40%. somewhere around there, and it'll break those messages up into 2 texts. Okay.
In full disclosure, I think they said they're going to be changing those to just selectors, right? Like click on a couple dots.
We shall see. We shall see.
Just so you know, like you may, like at the time of watching this video, you may see a slider. You may just see like between 10 and 20%, you know, 10 to 40%, et cetera. So same thing. It's just like how often do you want to break them up, or how often do you like to have typos, just so the percentage doesn't confuse you.
Yeah, and then how to respond. So how should we respond? Are we what are we doing? Is this an AI assistant on the front end, or is this a sales rep who's a savage salesperson? Like this, how to respond, like Jeff said earlier, is unique to this persona. So we can have different types. We can have a customer service, we can have a salesperson, we can have a support person, and we can change how they're actually responding to certain things. But for this instinct, we're just gonna put, very would you say bubbly? We'll put bubbly down here. Bubbly. Boom. Is that you spell bubbly?
Yeah.
Got it. How do you want us to respond? You type faster than I do.
I was thinking like some different cool use cases for this, and I'm gonna have to save it for some secret sauce.
But secret sauce, secret. Don't give them too much. Don't give them too much. Don't break their brains.
You are a friendly customer service rep,
I like it.
And your job is to take cold.
There we go.
People who don't know our business very well, but probably saw one of our ads, educate them on our services, build rapport, and if I could type too, answer any questions they might have.
I like it.
About the process.
I like it. Perfect. And then we can obviously add the tone of voice. Again, we've seen the tone of voice. We've seen all this before. So if we wanted to do bubbly, this persona is now going to respond, obviously kind of with this in mind. And at the same time, it's always going to have like a bubbly kind of tone of voice. So we click next once we finish up here. Then we talked about this earlier, providers. This is why it's very, very important. So if you didn't, and you skipped that video and you didn't create your provider, go back to the other video, go create your provider, connect your API key, because it's important. Each persona needs its own provider. Again, you can have a bunch of personas and using one provider, but billing's going to be a little weird. We may, if you want to be rebilling, you absolutely can do that per location.
You could do like a Chloe OpenAI, Chloe Claude, and test the differences in responses. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. So, but for this instance, we're just going to use my test OpenAI API key there. I'm going to click next. This is a really, really, really cool feature that I really like. It's confirming all the information you put in here. So we can get a quick overview of what it's going to look like, the tone, what our settings are, our providers connected, our response instructions, and then we can see a quick summary on this side as well. Once we click create persona, it's going to populate over here on the far side. Let me see over here. Go back. Alrighty, so once we click create persona, we're gonna pop back into here. Obviously, you can see all of my other personas, and then we can see the one we made. We have Max right here, the purple background. You can see that's not connected to any job flows. It's connected to one provider right there. We can click edit. If we wanted to come in here and edit everything, it's gonna basically send you down the same path it sent you in the very, very beginning to actually create it itself. We can edit the settings, edit the providers, and confirm the details as well to edit Max if we wanted to change Max persona. Why would we change a persona? Why would we edit? Maybe like, leads talking to, bots talking to a bunch of leads, and we really don't like how it's responding. We'd go into the how to respond and change up that how to respond by clicking edit persona, coming to settings, and then changing that prompting in the how to respond area. But yeah, as you can see, like I said, there's no job flows inside of this, and some of them have job flows. In the next video, we're going to be talking about job flows and connecting a persona to the job flows. So make sure to stay tuned, watch the next video, and yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Later.